Salil, give us a sense of the outlook for India's IT sector for 2020.
Well, the IT sector, I think, is going really well right now. First, I'll talk a little bit about ourselves and then the overall sector. We just released our earnings a few days ago, and we increased our guidance for our year, which is ending in March. What's good news is a lot of work in what we call digital areas around cloud, around data, around experience are growing very nicely. So in my sense, the outlook is actually quite positive.
The outlook is positive, you say, yet Gartner isn't so gung-ho about it. I mean, in terms of demand, what will drive demand?
So the way we look at demand is really fragmented or split, actually. The digital demand is fantastic. So we had our digital business growing at 40%. The market estimates are this is growing between 15 and 20%. However, other parts of the business are growing more slowly or sometimes even shrinking. What clients are doing is they're taking all of their IT spend and focusing in on digital transformation, investments to change their business, and then some on making it more efficient. So if you're in the right space with digital, things are looking quite good. And the overall sense is, depending on the mix you have, that's how it plays out.
So customer demands are changing. Where are the biggest opportunities and what kind of numbers are you looking at?
So for us, the largest opportunities are really in what we've called digital. The cloud area is really the fastest growing for us. We've got strong partnerships with the big cloud providers, with SaaS vendors, and that's growing nicely. The area around data and what you do with data, the insights that you can get, fantastic. The area around experience, things like how you and I use technology on our cell phone, how we interact with financial institutions, how we interact with services that we take in, that's growing rapidly. And we're investing there in digital studios, which help us.
So in terms of trends and the changes within the industry, what are the two biggest that would have a profound impact?
Well, in terms of profound impact is really how individuals are using technology. So every business today has become much more technology driven. Yesterday in a discussion with an industrial company CEO, their whole intent is, yes, we'll sell the product, but how do I then make services on that product? How do I make sure that that product's running efficiently, it shuts down when it's not used, and when it's ready for change or maintenance, I'm alerted to it. So a lot of technology in that.
India, very closely linked to tech. 4 million tech workers who need to be retrained or be at risk of being redundant. How will that come along and what are the challenges out there?
So again, the retraining is a critical element, certainly, of what we are driving. One of the big 4 items we are driving is reskilling of our employees. So we've built a capability and infrastructure tool which allows all of our employees to use this training anywhere, anytime. It's on our cell phone. It's an app. We have 890 training modules on that. 200,000 of our employees are using it. For the industry as a large, the 4 million people you talk about, this is clearly the area of focus. We need to make sure all of this retraining goes on because we don't want any of that replacement to happen. It's really retraining we want to drive.
And Salil, India is reinventing its outsourcing industry.
That's right.
How will that play out?
So there again, the discussion we were having earlier, as long as all of us in the tech business can switch to where our clients' demand is, I think there's a bright future for us. You've seen, at least in the last couple of years, many of the companies have grown well. We've grown over double digit in each of the quarters. So we think there's a lot of demand, there's a lot of interest from our clients to do more work. And I think the same is true for the overall tech business.
I want to touch on the theme of climate change, ESG, which is gaining traction. There seems to be quite a mismatch when you talk about ESG and technology. I mean, how do you view that?
So again, I speak a little bit about our company. Within Infosys, the focus on ESG, sustainability, climate change has been going on for the last 15 years. We are in fact going to announce in April, we are carbon neutral. We've invested massively in solar plants of our own where we generate electricity. As a whole, I think there's some concerns of what does this tremendous use of data and cloud usage do in terms of carbon neutrality. However, I was in a group of people yesterday in the tech forum within the WEF, and there was active discussion on how everyone in the industry wants to proactively address this and make sure we're ahead of it. So my sense is the tech industry is going to actually look at this very proactively and be ahead of it.
Salil, before we let you go, just one final question. The biggest risk for the tech industry in 2020?
I think the biggest risk we all face is not being relevant for our clients. And what's happening there is clients' interests in tech are changing so rapidly that if you're not aligned with those, we will soon become displaced. And that's really the paranoia that drives all of us, drives me, to be more and more relevant for our clients.